culturally, if you go to see, there are 7 colors of the rainbow. They are associated with the 7 chakras of the body, and everything is interconnected at a very deep-rooted level. The act of grinding those powders, doing rangoli, or even something as simple as cooking, everything has color and art associated to it. The only problem happens is when we don't understand and we try to find more deep-rooted meanings in the natural way of life. So the concept of introducing this to children at a younger age is because they are like an empty disc.
True.
Whatever you put on them, they are going to absorb it. Good, bad, ugly, all kinds of
Everything.
emotions. They are just like sponges. They
True.
absorb everything. So when you introduce this kind of an art tool for them, by the time they grow up, they know what it is meant for and how it makes them feel.
India is the land of mandala, the land of vibrance. But ironically, हम बस वही भूलने जा रहे हैं. But we have people like the very goofy, the very vibrant Nitika Prabhu here with us, an art wellness coach, taking you back to the basics of just being yourself, just being with okayness on a piece of paper, on a canvas, on a little diary, any form of colors, all the way from chotu sketch pens to big colors, anything that helps you cope with your emotions, deal with life, chill a little. So, this is all about art therapy. Let's take a look. Nitika Prabhu, thank you so much for finally gracing the Master Talk seat.
You're welcome.
It's
You're welcome.
finally a pleasure to have you here.
It's my pleasure.
How are you? Does it?
I'm great, and I'm very excited to be here because I know the vision that you have,
Yeah.
and it excites me to share that with other people.
Thank
So
you.
I'm excited.
And I think I reciprocate this as well, because for me, art and therapy, I mean, the two things I kind of live for.
Yes.
You are a culmination of both of them. It's like बच्चा जब 4-5 साल का होता है, डेवलप करने, फाइन मोटर्स डेवलप करने के लिए क्लासेस भेज दो.
Correct.
फिर जैसे ही एकेडमिक्स का डिमांड बढ़ने लगता है, यू टेक इट बैक अगेन.
Correct.
And then cut to, the individual is working, they're burnt out, they don't know what to do with life, they don't know how to let
Process.
everything else out. And वहाँ पे the art form as expression, as an outlet, as just a place to be,
Correct.
is forgotten. And it's all about, elementary में कौन सा grade आया, यहाँ पे competition में कितना आया. And I think with this, I actually want to change the way people perceive art.
I'm so glad you're doing this because it helps us to create more awareness. I feel there is a lack of awareness. And the more people are aware, it's going to help them process information in a healthy way.
True.
So I really appreciate this.
Thank you. So to begin with, let's start with your journey. What is art therapy? Will be spoken about later. First, I want to talk to you about what brings you here in the field here.
So art has always been an escape for me personally. Since childhood, I was always into, either scribbling on a piece of paper, sketching something. And I didn't realize that was a form of art therapy or anything like that. Throughout my childhood, throughout my career, you'll always find all my textbooks or notebooks have a couple of pages that are just fully for doodling or coloring, and tons of inventory my parents have, spent on artwork, art projects. They would never stop me. I went on to learn fashion technology, but while I did that, I was also into a lot of psychology related subjects because I did home science. So the base was set, but I didn't know what to do with it. And like you said, वो एक pressure हो जाता है कि इसमें क्या ही होगा, and what are you going to really end up doing? So I branched out in my final year towards that. Had a flourishing career as a merchandiser, and I enjoyed every bit of it. No regrets over there. And then life happens to everyone. There were some certain health issues related to my pregnancy, some around 10 or 11 years back. My son is going to be 11 now in December. And that brought me back to art. I had some high BP issues and I didn't want to take medication. So my brother was the one who actually introduced this. He just plonked my laptop in front of me with the entire series of Friends.
Hmm.
And he said, "Why don't you just watch this and sit in color? It will be helpful." And I didn't realize at that time that he's giving me a new lease to my life.
Wow.
And after that, there's no looking back. I just kept on doing all random courses because I had all the time in the world. I was
Correct.
enjoying motherhood.
Hmm.
And I never regretted the decision of either choosing fashion technology or deciding to not go back to my professional career.
Hmm.
And I started getting my certifications done. Working with people gave me a lot of satisfaction. So I joined the both art
Nice.
and people.
Wow, lovely. So let's talk about that further. Art therapy as a form,
Correct.
as a professional setup अब develop हो रहा है. But like you said, you know, back in the day, we did so much of it just for the sake of it,
Yes.
not knowing that it's an actual form of therapy.
Nobody knew.
Exactly.
Like I still remember the day I went back to my gynac
हाँ.
and she was surprised कि आपका BP ऐसे कम कैसे है? What are you doing? I said, I'm not doing anything. You told me not to do anything. So I'm on bed rest.
Hmm.
Then she went on to dig deeper and then she realized कि okay, she's sitting and coloring most of the time. So then, you know, she had to actually break it down to me and tell me that this is helping you. This is the reason why you are not taking medication. So please do this. I was like, I'm going to do it anyways. So it does help a lot.
Hmm. Okay. So talking about art,
Correct.
art as a form of expression. Where do you think this is coming from, especially rooted in Indian forms? Because if I look at her culture ko dekh lo, her culture, India of course is known for its vibrance.
Correct.
And somewhere I feel because हम अपने roots से, you know, kind of detach हो रहे हैं, we are following traditions just for the sake of it and using the cultural part just as a superficial fabric. Somewhere I think that is also why we are detaching ourselves from being. I think every human being with its existence is an artist.
I agree.
Because हम यहाँ से ये कि वो barrier आ गया है is where we are looking at art as a separate thing to be. अरे I'm not an artist. अरे I'm only this. You know, compartmentalizing in boxes.
True.
What do you think about that?
I think since childhood, we should have this culture where we are encouraging children. You know, you must have heard that reel in Instagram. You should not be coloring within the lines. You should not be creating boundaries. You should give them free work. This is not something that is new. This was done earlier. So culturally, if you go to see, there are 7 colors of the rainbow. They are associated with the 7 chakras of the body, and everything is interconnected at a very deep rooted level. You know, the act of grinding those powders, doing rangoli, or even something as simple as cooking, everything has color and art associated to it. The only problem happens is when we don't understand and we try to find more deep rooted meanings in the natural way of life. So if you do a deep dive, you will understand most of these trainers. Sometime back, I went online. I am not lying to you. Mandala therapists, mandala artists who are really successful are not Indian. And it's an irony because it is situated and it was first found, practiced everywhere, somewhere from our culture.
Yeah.
And it is also at par with other parts like, you know, Nepal and China. They are named differently. But it's really sad because the
True.
Europeans are the ones who have understood the value of it.
Yeah.
And they are the ones who are actually teaching people. So it made me really sad initially. I was like, it is so sad. Why aren't we the ones who are taking the effort to understand our own culture? So I believe if from childhood we encourage this quality where you just introduce all kind of art forms to them without any restriction, I think it allows them to understand that this is a healthy way to process emotions. It's a good way of self-expression and it gets a healthy outlet for them as children, which is very important, I feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know, हमारे trainings में we keep telling our students के, you know, the only way to limit your stress is not to, I mean, the resources of stress are never going to go low. They're only going to increase as life goes
Yeah.
on. But what can help is an outlet.
Correct.
And this is absolutely, you know, one of those kind of keeping your inner child happy with just colors.
Yes.
Doesn't matter तुम वो coordinated कर रहे हो, नहीं कर रहे हो, like you said, within the lines, without the lines. The point is you just do something for 15-20 minutes to just switch off from whatever is going on.
I agree. Most of the times, I work with a lot of students. I have these workshops which are very interactive in schools and colleges. And the amount of time I've experienced the magic of free flow activity, trust me, Vinisha, you'll be surprised to see the energy shift in just 15 minutes. Children feel more relaxed, they feel more open to ask questions, share their problems. And I'm not talking about second graders, I'm talking about college going children, engineering students. They feel very relaxed. So I think if we teach them this at a very young age, by the time they reach that point where life happens, they will be more equipped to handle it. So whenever somebody comes to me, I always tell them that I'm not a counselor. I'm the one person or one step before a counselor. Because the way we are functioning right now, mental health is not that easily spoken about.
True.
So I always encourage people to find your way through art. Red flags will be found. We will get you to the right people.
Wow. So in this case, talking about parents, how they can support kids, what do you recommend? Chalo, bachcha hai with some colors and a paper, and parents who want to do something but don't know how to go about it.
So if we're talking about really small children, say maybe in the age group of 5 or 6, you can just encourage free flow of artwork.
Okay.
That is what I encourage to all parents. Don't restrict their mindset. The more they are restricted, you're actually holding them back. The more free flow they have with colors, with the paper, the way they hold it, the way they hold their pencil, it's their mind processing emotions. Because at that age, they don't know how to name what they are feeling. So when they associate the artwork with certain colors, we can probably equip the parents to understand the pressure that they put on the paper or with the smoothness of the lines. That is what art therapy does. It equips parents to understand what their their children are feeling, and it allows them to get like a small window into their mind.
Yeah.
Because children at that age don't know how to express themselves.
Correct.
And art is a safe way where parents can be guided, they can help them understand. This is for the smaller children. And if we go to a little bit of like, maybe around the 7th or 10th graders till that age group, they should have like a more structured way of art form where they are doing either Zentangle or doodling or coloring, because at that age they are very distracted. Very distracted. So you need them to have focus. You need them to understand the importance of focus and, prioritizing your studies or the sports or any activity that they are in. Channelizing their energies are very important at that age. So when we expose them to these kind of art forms, they understand the importance of sitting, breath work, and not getting anxious or overwhelmed because they're doing so many activities.
Yeah.
Puberty hits at that time, so many emotions. So it becomes like a support system. And much later, when they are into their probably college days and post graduation, that time we have to teach them how to relax. Just relax, be with themselves. That time I encourage more of abstract work, probably botanical patterns, things that helps them relax. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. At this what I feel, although ye itna necessary hai, and I think there can be a lot of scope to bring this in also, but there are two barriers to this that I've seen. One, as they grow and academically zyada demanding hote jate grades, there are so many classes that they're going to. First 6-7 hours of school, then school ka extra work.
It's very demanding.
Then exactly the classes ka kaam. Chalo, even if the schedule allows them to do that, I've seen so many parents saying कि अरे अभी पढ़ाई कर रहा है ना, इसको साइड में रख दो. How do we deal with that?
So you know how whenever there's a fire, if the fire department goes, they find the source of the fire. If you don't understand when your child is going to burn a fuse, you wait for the fuse to burn and then go looking for the fire department to give you solutions. It's completely a waste of that child's potential. So I think a lack of awareness is the reason why parents don't use this tool, which is so economical, so pocket friendly, and can help you just relax in as quickly as 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I believe if there is more awareness, parents will understand how to use this tool. Otherwise, you're just going to be searching for the fire department to
That's
help you. Yeah, I
And
believe.
for the ones who have an extremely busy schedule, despite being just 14 or 15.
Yeah.
How can they incorporate these 15 minutes in their time?
So I believe there is a lot of combination in art therapy because it is so vast. Even as art therapists, we choose our modalities
Correct.
which we are comfortable using. A lot of people go into pottery, a lot of people go into mixed media, there is fingerprint painting, a lot of things. So where I work, unintentionally or intentionally, I've ended up working with students and working professionals. So I create this program where I tell them how to use colors and pattern therapy for quick fixes. Because I'm aware they have a lack of time, they
Correct.
do not have the patience. So what I've understood is when you introduce this concept to them, you explain and make them self-equipped to process their emotions. They have this habit of carrying small diaries with them, which are blank, and maybe 10 rupees wala jo sketch pen ka pack aata hai,
Correct.
which is always either on their desk or on their backpack. And I teach them which are the colors associated with which emotions and certain patterns, certain shapes. So it is as quick as 15 minutes. And once they get a hang of it, then from half an hour, it goes into 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. It's just that learning curve that needs to be
Correct.
broken.
And automatically self-regulation aa jata hai.
Automatically.
And I think over maybe say months or years of practice, they might not need the tool per se, but
Not at all.
immediately understand that,
Not
okay, this
at
is what
all.
is going on.
The most I have worked with a client is 6 to 7 months. Maximum. But there are some clients, Vinisha, I wouldn't lie to you, who pick up within 2 weeks. And they are so happy with this tool that they feel I have had people sobbing in front of me that I wish I had found this in my childhood. I would have been able to process emotions in such a better way. So it really varies depending on the person's capacity to absorb these things. Yeah.
To this, I think there's also a school of thought where we talk about the innate wiring. Jahan pe, let's say if there's someone who does not have a naturally strong sense of colors, or they do not have naturally strong fine motor skills, are they also still able to navigate this?
Yes. So there are basic shapes like say a square, a triangle, a circle. ये तो सभी draw कर लेते हैं.
Correct.
Patterns are associated with emotions. So when you introduce this concept, the fear goes out of the window. So whenever somebody comes to me and tells me कि मैम हमको तो नहीं आता है, हम artist नहीं है, हम नहीं कर पाएंगे ये. So first I break down that barrier. I make them understand that anybody can do this. It is not something that I'm going to expect you to make an entire artwork and put it up in some exhibition. Aisa kuch nahi hai. This is just between you and me, and this stays here. This is not going to be marked. So because we've been raised in a certain way that we
Yeah.
have to do things in the right way, that barrier needs to be broken first, where you introduce the concept. Okay, this is not going to be marked. It's not going to be displayed anywhere. No teacher is going to. There's no right
no
and
assessment,
wrong. There's no right and wrong.
Correct.
So once that is clear, it's as simple as drawing a square, drawing a circle, drawing lotus petals, just to regulate your emotions. So once they cover that journey, after that it's smooth sailing.
This reminds me of one of our first discussions. You had recommended Chirag to just draw squares with a red
Yes.
color.
Yes.
With the next number of times.
Correct. I'm
So that is one
surprised
of
you
those.
remember.
I do.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if Chirag remember. But I remember. this.
No, so each and every shape is associated with a lot of specific emotions. And each color is associated also with the specific emotions that's associated with the chakras in your body. So, like the red color is associated with your root chakra. The square helps you to get a little more organized if you have your thoughts all over the place. It also helps you to get a structured way of working towards those thoughts. So the concept of a square, a concept of a triangle is more structured patterns.
Correct.
So it helps you to understand. So if I break it down, say if I talk to you about a triangle, it has got equal distance wale triangle lines, right?
Yeah.
And they are associated with 3 things: Ichha, Jnana and Kriya. So you have the Ichha to do it, you have the knowledge to do it, but
And
you
the
have to just
execution.
execute it. So most of the times as young adults, they are struggling in this vicious
Either
circle.
of these three.
Either they have the Ichha and they don't have the Jnana. If they have the Jnana, they don't have the Ichha. And Kriya is so always imbalanced.
True.
So it's a simple example I'm giving you. Same, all the shapes are associated in same way.
Interesting. So this brings me to mandala.
Okay.
Everything to do with circles.
Yes.
And India heavily depends on circles. And somewhere like the entire philosophy also, you know, like birth to death ke hisab se bhi, it's
Yes.
a circular thing.
Yes.
Where does this philosophy come from, and how is it still therapeutic, so to say, in today's life?
So everybody and their grandmother is practicing mandala therapy right now without the knowledge of what they are doing. And it makes me so happy to see when people have those books and they are sitting in libraries and coloring without any knowledge of how it is really helping them on an intrinsic level. So mandala has a very deep rooted ancient history from our culture. It is also associated with a lot of other cultures also. Now, what happens is the way you draw it makes a lot of difference. So, I often encourage my clients to start from the center and go towards the outward. Like, there is an entire concept behind it why
Inside
center, why outside. Each layer is associated with the family or social circle,
Okay.
how you interpret yourself to the world at large. So, once you're more aware about these things, the colors that you choose to, fill in the mandala also makes a lot of difference. So I believe the idea is there. Now the awareness needs to be spread more so people understand why this is important.
So, even I have a mandala book like this,
Okay.
and I'm very curious. After this podcast, I'm going to show it to you and ask you to analyze.
I get that a lot. I am not lying to you. So many times I come across people who randomly meet me at some session, and after the workshop, they'll be, "Ma'am, I've done this color. आप मुझे देख के बताओ मेरी personality analysis क्या होती है?" So I often tell them, you're going to probably sit and color a mandala in one color. Because you're in that state of mind at that
Correct.
point of time.
Correct.
If I meet you after 2 weeks and I do that, you're not going to agree with any evaluation that I give you.
True.
So any kind of art analysis or anything makes no
temporary.
sense. It's temporary because the mind is fluid. It's continuously flowing through emotions, through situations. And if you show me something that's like 10 years back, your state of mind, that time if you want to evaluate, I can tell you.
Yeah.
But it's ever evolving.
So, what is the original agenda of drawing and coloring a mandala?
So the original agenda, what I feel, and plus reels, Instagram, books, everything, is to practice the art of detachment. So I have still not been able to do it. I have till date not been able to destroy a single of my artworks. I feel the day you ultimately are able to destroy a mandala is where you've accepted that. So that is what I believe. There might be different schools of thoughts, but I personally believe that any art form, जब तक आप वो destroy नहीं कर पाते हो, तब तक वो तुम्हारा detachment वाला skill तुमने achieve नहीं किया हुआ. It's a very strong innate habit that you have, that you want to make sure that you're doing it perfectly.
Yeah.
The color combinations need to be perfect. The line has to be smooth. Oh no, I'll erase it and I'll do it again. No, I'll start over. So I've kept my rough artworks aside. I've still not been able to destroy. So I strongly believe it's to practice the art form for detachment.
I'm sure your rough works would also have the angles and the.
Oh, yeah. When I began, I was so critical of my work. I was so critical. And over a period of time, I understood that this is not going to help me because that is going to translate into the work that I do. So I started just letting it flow. And I realized that the artworks turned out more beautiful. Because through my work, I usually end up sharing a lot of outlines to people. And I never make them through AI. I use my own artworks because they have to see the flaws.
Correct.
वरना वही वापस चालू हो जाएगा, perfect
perfectionism.
coloring, perfect shape.
Yeah.
So I encourage people to use handmade patterns or try to do them on their own. While coloring books are very helpful,
Yeah.
but I feel somewhere they create that pressure point also to keep it ekdam perfect.
Correct.
So I believe art should be imperfect. The idea is to relax. No art should be practiced with the intention for perfection.
True.
It should be done for relaxation.
Oh, I wish you had told this to me. So, the first painting I had made after getting married. So, this was after I think almost 6-7 months ke baad I was touching the canvas.
Okay.
And the sea did not turn out to be proper because the wave was not the way I wanted it to be. And I was crying over that wave.
Really?
And yeah, and
Wow.
my husband dearest and my mother-in-law dearest, they were like, Maike, kya tha? Kya
What
ho
happened?
gaya?
Are you going through
Why-
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not getting the wave right. And Chirag was like, a wave is a wave. It can be any form.
No.
No, I needed to. It was.
Had you
this way in
finished
my mind.
painting it? What were
Yeah,
you?
yeah. I finished it.
Oh,
So I kind of was C ka part. I repainted it because
you were not
the
very
miracle
happy.
of acrylic colors, you can
Yes.
always redo it.
Redo it, yes.
Yeah. And I also gifted it to my brother.
Lovely.
So वो तो कर दिया, like that was I
The
was
agenda was
satisfied.
cleared, yeah.
हाँ. But then, so my point here is people like me who have got back to art after ages are so particular. Even today, like एक जमाने में like you, I had my notebooks, कोने कोने में doodles and God knows what not.
Correct.
But आज वही चीज करने बोलो ना, पहले तो I would be thinking for half an hour मैं pattern क्या बनाऊं, कैसा होना चाहिए. So like it's like वो flow निकल के ही नहीं आता है, regardless of how much I want it to be out there. And same with the colors, like it will be as shabby as I detest, but I'd be like, nahi.
Do you know why that happens?
No.
So I'll give you an example. The concept of introducing this to children at a younger age is because they are like an empty disc.
True.
Whatever you put on them, they are going to absorb it. Good, bad, ugly, all kinds of
Everything.
emotions. They are just like sponges. They
True.
absorb everything. So when you introduce this kind of an art tool for them, by the time they grow up, they know what it is meant for and how it makes them feel.
Yeah.
Now, in this whole process of going to classes, getting good marks and the generic
Yeah.
things of remembering things, somewhere you forget the joy.
Yeah.
And what happens is you recollect this joy through your school activities. जैसे स्कूल में टीचर ने क्या सिखाया था, हम लोग ने माउंटेन कैसे ड्रॉ किया था.
Yeah.
But as adults, we have compartmentalized so much and we are constantly going to the next thing. ये खत्म हो गया, ये करना ये, and we have become social circus people where we want things to be done in a certain way.
Yeah.
It has to be presentable. लोग क्या कहेंगे, इसको क्या करना है. So that pressure adds to your artwork. You can't translate your emotions because you're so stressed over doing things the right way.
Yeah.
So as a child, if you're taught how to do this, by the time you reach that adult age, you know that this is not meant for what I'm going through in my life. I'm doing it in my life, but I don't need to practice it when I'm doing my artwork. That is for my relaxation. So the gap that is there between, if that gap is filled on a regular practice, you won't experience that.
I think type A personalities, people would be wanting to hug you right now through the screen.
It's either that or they'll be sitting with you. पहले क्यों नहीं बताया इसने? It can be both the ways. I really am. You don't know how this is going to be because I have both kinds of people coming to me. There are some people who come with aha moments who are all emotional, and some people get really aggressive. But this is helping me. But why did I? I was like, it's never too late. You've come to the right place. We figure it out together.
True.
And it's mostly with adults. I am not lying to you. So many corporate workshops that I've gone to, we finished the workshop and they've come to question me with that aggression. But why did you say this? But I do this, but this color, what I just, so breaking it down,
Intellectualizing बहुत
they
ज़्यादा.
have so much of compartmentalization of emotions. They don't realize what effect it has had on their adult life because they've been conditioned to believe certain things. They've been conditioned to understand colors in a certain way. Whereas they don't realize that there is a different concept to it. There is a much deep-rooted level of understanding of colors. So, I believe there is a mixed reaction all around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, coming back to the detachment part of it.
Okay.
So, when it comes to making, say, a mandala, the circles, the concentricity of it, and the fact that patterns need to be symmetrical and everything.
Yes.
So, where does that come from? If the idea is to be in a state of flow.
So I give this example whenever I'm having my mandala workshops. Imagine a building without any proper foundation. Can you ever imagine it standing tall? You have to find a sense of balance. Now, most of the human nature is always seeking balance. You find certain specific jargons of work-life balance or family friends balance. There are all different kinds of things. Now when you're practicing a mandala, each layer, each concentric circle, each pattern is drawn in such a way that it helps to find that balance. The intention is the next pattern that you do has to be drawn in such a way that it is based on the previous pattern. So if you have attended any of my workshops or any of my posts or anything, I always encourage them to draw patterns in such a way that the next concentric circle comes based on the previous one. It shouldn't be a repeat of that. Otherwise, imagine if you're just doing the same thing over and over again, how are you really practicing anything related to balance or relaxation?
What and I'm sure a lot of us who just want to practice mandala for the sake of it, we would just Google patterns. कि okay, ये ऐसा arc वाला है, okay, then ये दो circles है, and then you draw a little curve, and okay, ये repeat, this is nice, ये कर लो, and then you draw those sunshine like और ऐसे flower जैसे, okay, this is good. I had actually done this during the lockdown, जहाँ पे I was Pinterest पे I was just looking at mandala patterns, and एक literally पूरा एक library बना दिया था. And then when I sit to make a mandala, I'm like, okay, I like this, done. I like this, done.
COVID gave birth to a lot of mandala artists. I think. Yeah, it helped a lot of people to cope, and it was good. It was good, but I hope that somewhere down the line they seek awareness of how to draw, why to draw certain patterns, how they are associated with emotions. Because if you see a mandala is drawn from the center out, that is how I encourage people to draw it, because it starts from within
But
first.
who does it from the outside?
There are a lot of schools of thought who practice things differently.
Okay.
So I believe to each his own.
Yeah.
Because I feel somewhere you must have found peace in it. Where I've been taught and trained in a certain way to believe that this is the right way.
Yeah.
And since I've practiced it, I'm confident that this is the way to do it. But over a period of time, what I've understood is that the more you restrict the mind and you force them, it doesn't help.
True.
So whenever I go through anybody's profile and I see them practicing mandala artwork or something, it gives me a little bit of happiness. Along with that, I pray that, seek little awareness, understand it on a deeper level, so you're able to do a better job. That's what I hope for.
Okay. So coming to the students who are just a couple of months or 3 months away from one of the most important exams of their lives, how can they use this tool?
So I believe if I tell them to draw a grid pattern or shapes or patterns, they're going to get overwhelmed. They will not touch the books. They will not even consider it as an option. So I always tell them there are two things that you can do. Either keep a free-flowing diary, which is blank with you, where you just randomly doodle patterns.
Okay.
Patterns like squares, circles, lotus petals, which help them cope with the stress that is related to exams. I also encourage them to have colors like red and orange, because it helps with their root chakra and the sacral chakra, because it makes them stronger. It gives you more courage. And lastly, I tell them to use purple a lot, because it heightens your crown chakra, helps you to feel more, confident, faith that, whatever energies I am applying right now, I am surrendering to the higher self. This will work out for me. Because 90% of the time they know their capacities. It is more from the pressure point from the society. हर बच्चे को पता होता है कि उसके मार्क्स कितने आने वाले होते हैं, क्योंकि उसको पता है कि उसने मेहनत कितनी करी है और उसकी कैपेसिटी कितनी है. When there is a bridge between the child and the parent, that is where all the problem happens. So I believe once they are more self-aware, everything else seems like background music. So I encourage parents also to have that talk with them, encourage them, and plus these patterns help them in 15 minutes. If it becomes a practice, they have like a journal next to them. Thoda overwhelm ho gaya, take a break, go to the loo, drink a glass of water, and scribble a little, get back to work. This helps.
So I'm curious at this, what if the parents also sit for the same thing in their own journals and they kind of do this together?
I personally believe the parents need it more.
I agree with you.
I
here.
just feel it's unfair to. So I come from that school of thought where I believe when we were children, our parents did the best that they could. They didn't have the kind of resources and support groups that we have, where we talk about parenting to death. They just went with the flow.
Yeah, they
thought
just showed
this
up.
is best, and they just showed up. While we are micromanaging every emotion, every class, every cheek of a child. So I feel it's a little unfair to the child. It's a little unfair to that parent also, because just consider the amount of pressure that you're putting on yourself, which is not really needed. I understand it might sound like I'm trivializing the situation. That's not my intention. But I feel they will function at their highest best when they know that they have a happy parent.
True.
When they look at, like, I have a 10-year-old, and I have seen the days when I am stressed or anxious about some client or something. I know that the energy in the room is shifting. They become more quiet. They don't want to come and disturb you. And imagine if a 10-year-old is feeling that. How will an adult child feel? How will children who are studying or preparing for their NEET exams or IT? They'll be so conscious around their parents के ये लोग ही इतने confused और परेशान लग रहे हैं. Where do I go and download my situation? And that is when they seek help from outside. So this gap somewhere needs to be bridged. And I believe if parents also practice this in a healthier way, it's going to be helpful to the family at large.
True. I think इस पे because of the entire hormonal confusion at that age.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's
like another podcast we need for it. Yeah.
I totally agree. That mixed into the pot with parental expectations,
Yes.
societal expectations, खुद को लेके भी जो fear है, the insecurity के okay maybe 9th तक भी मैं अभी तक अच्छे से कर पा रही हूँ. क्या गारंटी है 10th में भी हो पाएगा?
Yes.
Every sort of thought going on.
Correct.
The way I am looking at students right now, they are using social media as a tool to just shut those thoughts out.
It's an escape for them.
Yeah, and what parents look at it as is बच्चा पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहा, फोन रखने बोलते तो सुनता नहीं. So यहाँ पे what I also question them is, are you doing something to give them a platform to give that out? कि ठीक है चलो अगर चलो you want the बच्चा to leave the phone, आप भी अपना फोन छोड़ के उसके साथ कुछ करो. Engage with them. आप क्या कर रहे हो to make them to give okay और other idea is to एक तरह से energy जा नहीं रही है, so that's why they are using social media.
Yes.
Are you giving them because 9th में आके like I said again वो classes extra curricular सब बंद कर देते हैं. But बच्चे की फुदकती energy है तो वो जाएगी कहाँ?
पता है ये एज ऐसी होती है ना जब सेल्फ एक्सप्रेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. You are expected to behave a certain way. You are expected to think like an adult. But on certain occasions, you're reminded that you're not an adult. So that is already very confusing for them. Add to this the pressure of studying properly, being good at what you do, and you have no outlet. So there is no form of self-expression. They are not allowed. So with social media, it gives them a free reign.
True.
You can have your anonymous accounts. You can keep posting whatever you want. And some of the content that certain children are posting is really nice, actually. It's very well edited. It's very well done. And it's really inspiring for adults like us also.
Yeah.
So I believe as a parent, if you allow that open dialogue, where you're not constantly micromanaging them to become individuals that you have in your head, it gives them the opportunity to be themselves.
True.
So self-expression allows you to be more self-aware. And with art, it helps you to regulate your emotions. You don't feel scared. कि मैं अभी जाके बोलूंगी, मम्मी क्या बोलेगी, अभी ये बोलना है. So I have some parents who sit with their children over chai, coffee before they go to school, and there is always a piece of paper and a mug of crayons there. While breakfast, the children are
Lovely.
scribbling. So this is something that comes from self-awareness because they have their own set of childhood trauma.
Correct.
They don't want to translate
Project,
to their
हाँ.
children. And I really appreciate these kind of parents because they come after trying all this.
True.
So they know okay, it's helping, but now they want to give it a more structured way.
Yeah.
So I think it's more about self-expression and more open dialogue that will help. Yeah.
So about this self-regulation के लिए जो irritating emotions होते हैं, anxiety बोल लो, anger बोल लो, frustration बोल लो.
Correct.
What colors should students or parents at this point should ideally choose?
So there is a way that colors are divided, and mostly you call them cooling colors as a simple jargon for the layman, and they are all associated with our chakras from the heart and above. So if you understand the emotional imbalance, you will understand that this is the range of colors that you should use. You have your green, your blues, and even your purple. I strongly encourage people not to use black even as the colors that they wear, because black usually has the energy that absorbs every emotion around it. As a color, if you mix any color with black, it's always
Yeah.
going to have a tint or a tone, or so there is a different explanation. If it's a tint, it has white in it.
Yeah.
If it's a tone, it has black in it.
Hmm.
So whenever I have these kind of conversations, you'll notice, even if you check your own wardrobe, sometimes it's more of black
Hmm.
and less of other colors. So I encourage people to go a little away from black. That helps also. And when you're wearing colors, sometimes the colors that you use, the pens that you write with, orange is something that I encourage a lot because it gives you a lot of courage.
Hmm.
So while you're using these cooling colors, you use it in combination with orange. It helps, yeah.
So even something as simple as using an orange highlighter in the textbook,
Yes.
would that help?
Yes.
Using those for the weaker subjects especially.
Yes.
Hmm.
You can use orange as a highlighter. You can also try and use the yellow ones. They are also very helpful because it's going to help you with energy, with recollection, and probably subjects that make you very anxious. That time you should use the blue highlighter.
Mate. Where were you?
I was right here, but I took some time. It will work. It will happen.
So in this case, so boards usually options dete hain. You can use either the blue ink or the black ink. Now, ideally, what I've seen is a recommendation आता है कि black use करो, especially when the exam papers are going to be scanned. It's easy.
Okay.
But here I'm thinking I'll change my suggestion to blue.
I always recommend blue more over black because blue is also associated with your throat chakra and the indigo is for your third eye. So communication is always key. You want your examiner to understand that you have no confusion about this subject. You're trying to make them believe you that you have successfully been processing this and now you're ready to go to the next term. So I believe that a blue color is always good, even for writing, even for the clothes that you wear, especially when you're going for important meetings, presentations, because it's for your throat chakra.
True.
It helps you activate it and it creates a free flow of thoughts.
Interesting. Wow, this is so much to take in right now.
I can understand you're probably reevaluating all your decisions throughout
Pretty
college.
much.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
College mein, so I'm also thinking I had like would ball pens 10 colors का pack आता है ना, that is what I used for my notes.
Okay.
Not just blue. Blue आपको hardly कभी कहीं ऐसे दिखेगा.
That's nice.
You'll see a mixture of like green and brown
That's
and
nice.
red and orange.
That's
and
nice.
Light. I had dark green and light green, and my friends see a final level पे भी.
Wow.
My batchmates would be like, "Bhai, tu concentrate करिए, color select करिए." I'm like, I'm doing both.
So probably you didn't realize it, but you had compartmentalized subjects based on colors. And if you go back to your textbooks, you will probably see a pattern. Certain subjects, certain concepts, you would be writing only in certain colors. That was your brain compartmentalizing information because that is how you studied. So a lot of children do that.
Yeah.
They associate emotions, studies with these colors.
Yeah.
And if the parents are able to identify it and they don't hold them back, you will see there is a pattern. So it's a good thing.
Wow, I feel.
It's a good thing.
So coming to working professionals now, what they should ideally do, especially at the starting stage of their career, where there's a lot of excitement and a lot of nervousness also, and धीरे धीरे they see कि okay, these are the games being played at the corporate level, और okay, career के लिए इतना सब भी करना पड़ेगा. So वो जो realizations आते हैं, how do they express those? What colors should they be surrounding themselves with?
So, when you're in college, you feel like the king of the world. And then when you step out into the real world, वो एक phrase होता है ना, आटे दाल का भाव पता चलता है. And that is such a big reality check where people don't give room to understand that. That is where most of the suicides happen. A lot of cases are there right now because their expectations are not met. I believe there should be some counseling involved to begin with. I feel every office should have that initial, couple of weeks. There should be a lot of hand-holding because there are young adults who are the future of our country. And if you don't prepare them for this, how are we going to process and where are we going to go, like you said, where are we headed? So having said that, they require a little bit of hand holding. They require a little bit of nurturing for their emotions, because it's like a gut punch. You're like somebody in college, and you
Yeah.
come out and you're treated like
Very-
peanuts. You're given
you're
peanuts. You're
replaceable.
treated like you don't know.
Hmm.
I will do this. You have to do what I tell you, and it becomes a little difficult. So at these point of times, I always encourage them to wear a lot of white.
Mhm.
I encourage them to wear combinations in orange and green. White, because white has reflective energy. It allows you to understand people but draw healthy boundaries. So it keeps them a little safe while they're receptive to information. And if they learn how to use this in combination, it helps them to process. So it's more to do with the colors that you're wearing or the post-it notes that you have on
Yeah.
your desk. So each color, like I said initially, is associated with certain emotions. If you bifurcate it and explain to them, it becomes another coping mechanism.
Wow. This is making me think, बच्चों को एग्जाम्स में क्या पहन के जाना चाहिए?
वो तो यूनिफॉर्म है, थोड़ी कोई ऑप्शन है तुम्हारे पास.
10th and 12th में they get to go in
So
regular
let's break
clothes.
it down again. Like you said, each emotion is associated with a color. So if you have a child who's extremely nervous, knows the matter, but is just extremely nervous, doesn't know कि ये कैसे होगा, क्या होगा, again I go back to orange and blue. You wear it in combination. And if you have a child who is just very deep rooted in self doubt, doesn't know where he is headed, you make their heart chakra strong. So you encourage green and blue.
Okay.
Again. Now you have children who are just low on energy. वो हिम्मत ही नहीं हो पाती है. They have some, health issues or something like that. For them, you encourage the color yellow. So it activates your second brain also. It helps you to understand and generate that kind of energy from the Manipura chakra. It's very deep rooted. And children, I think during exams, so they are either low on energy because they studied all night, or they are nervous.
Yeah.
So you can never fail with green and orange and yellow. These are the colors that I usually
playing with.
encourage, with the combination in blue.
I'm wondering, what about overconfident students? I know बहुत कम लोग होते हैं, but I have come across those जो बहुत ज़्यादा ही क्या बोलते हैं?
उनका ऐसे होता है ना, कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. I'll be very honest with you, because I have parents who come to me and tell me कि मैम ये बच्चा, I said, see, at the end of the day, if the child is confident, is performing well, and it is not affecting his skills as a human being, don't touch them right now. Because life is going to give them a gut punch anyways. Well, there's a very thin line between being overconfident and obnoxious. If they are obnoxious, then you need to come to me. Because that needs to be remedied at a very early age. But if they're overconfident and it is helping them cope with their exam stress or something like that, they should be left untouched. Just encourage them probably to wear more blue, so their thoughts come out in a proper way without hurting people.
Yeah.
Because sometimes overconfident people don't realize that they are being rude or sarcastic to their fellow students.
Correct.
So you can always encourage them to wear more of blues. Yeah.
Nice. So at this, coming back to the ones who are stepping their fields, their step into their new life, new career, new phases, हर एक इसमें जो आते हैं. What I've seen is, at least मेरे साथ, मेरे family में मैंने observe किया है, every time there's a new phase in life, I've seen a clear change in wardrobe. Like currently I'm at this time के like अरे मैंने 1.5 साल पहले लिया, but I'm not liking anything that I bought. But it's like I need a complete change. Yes. What does that reflect? And I'm sure a lot of them go through this.
There are again two different school of thoughts in this.
Okay.
I come from the school of thought where I usually don't change my wardrobe a lot. I have been told by some friends, if I repeat my outfits also, okay, Nitika, we are bored of this now. Change it. You're wearing this again and again. So I function from that part where it comes from a place of comfort, and I can associate those colors with certain events or certain expressions, and it helps me cope. While there are phases like this where you experience complete wardrobe changes, or the wish rather to change your complete wardrobe, you need to sit and understand what you're going through. Because most of the times what happens is you have a set wardrobe.
Yeah.
If you go into color therapy, I have to first make them understand that every time you feel an emotion, you can't go and buy a new t-shirt or an outfit.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to burn a hole in your pocket.
Correct.
And your family is
It's
going
not
to come and ask
sustainable.
me, कि, "Ma'am, आप कर क्या रहे हो?" And you know, most of the times I have this question from women only कि मैम मेरे पास ये कलर का टी शर्ट नहीं था, तो इसके लिए मैंने ऐसे I said you can't go and keep shopping. You're going to burn a hole in your pocket. So you start practicing. Whenever you feel this urge, no, to change your complete wardrobe, sit and just draw abstract patterns, draw waves. So waves and moon patterns are for accepting change. The crescent moon, it helps you in regulation of your emotion and processing things in your life. So we always understand life as this is my life. We forget to realize that this is a part of your life. It is a phase.
Correct.
We are so focused on this कि यार मेरी life अभी यही हो गई है. We forget that this is not really happening to your entire life. This is just happening to, say, a Vinisha who's probably a 30-year-old who's not going to remember this another 2 months down the line, or is probably going to laugh about it in the next 5 years.
100%.
So once you're more self-aware, that comes very naturally to you. Do not change your wardrobe.
I am not, but like I said,
But I said
these
sit.
thoughts.
Yeah, I think you should sit with that emotion and allow yourself to feel. Why am I feeling this? Is it because I have got like a body change? Or most of the times it's because of the surroundings around us. Some conversation, some colleague, some friend going through something, and often individuals feel helpless.
Correct.
So this
gives a sense of control.
Need to do something is like मैं ये तो कर लूँ, ये तो हो जाएगा. So I recommend doing pattern therapy that time. Draw waves, draw the crescent moon. It helps with acceptance of your life, that you know it's progressing ups and downs that way.
So, you know, I found abstract painting especially to be extremely helpful at this. I used this at two of the biggest two important junctures of my life. One is right here that you see, yahan pe, the yellow painting.
Oh, nice.
This is when I came out of my hole of anxiety.
Oh.
I was in a big rabbit hole.
Is it?
A lot of our mutual friends know about this.
Okay.
And the day I felt like, okay, I'm healing.
Okay.
I'm coming out of it.
Okay.
This is what I drew.
So you realize again you're seeking some kind of direction probably. That is why there are more of structured patterns in squares and triangles. And you want to communicate something but you do not know how, so you've majorly used blue. Also the base is yellow, so you're probably struggling with energy. Green is to activate your heart chakra. So it all depicts your confusion and you're trying to power through it. So it's probably that.
So this was what, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And like, you know, isko dekh ke, it also gives me this power ke, okay, I dealt with that.
Yes.
So abhi jo bhi ho raha hai,
like a
something
proof.
comes. Yeah.
Yes.
Ke wo ho gaya, ye bhi ho jayega.
This too shall pass.
The first time I did this was the day I failed for the first time ever.
Okay.
My first attempt in IPCC, CA Inter ka exam.
Wow.
I was crying because first failure, well, I said, imagine, I'm a straight type of personality.
I can see that. Yes, I can see that. It's like a big gut punch.
Yeah. And it was like, "Arre, you know, I am worthless. Sab kuch ho gaya tha." And I cried.
You start reevaluating all your decisions.
Everything.
I can imagine you. Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, roke ho gaya. Then I spoke to Chirag. He's like, do what you like doing the most as of now. Padhai mat kar fila. And I was like, okay, let me just grab a canvas. और मैंने एक, sunset painting बनाई. And I have it with me to date. And अगले दिन I was back to normal, studying. कि ठीक है चलो, round 2. And एक बार वो बन गया ना, then again I was like, okay, सब निकल गया. I am now at peace. This failure does not describe me, nor do the previous successes describe me. It's about the actions and the input that I give into it. And abstract painting has actually taught me a lot of that. Because when I tried all the human figures and still life and everything, it was like, okay, a cup is supposed to look like this. Lighting ऐसी रहनी चाहिए. ये leaf.
You were too critical.
हाँ. Even with hand, like, of course, it can't be disfigured and everything. Correct. But with abstract, it's like free flow. Yeah. And
so if you notice, you should probably go back and check most of the patterns or most of the screens or scenes that you draw. People who draw a lot of sunsets, sunrises. They are hoping for, or progressing towards change. They are accepting change because you know that after that sunset, there's going to be a morning. It's usually for processing information. All those people who like to draw moonlights and things like that, these are all ways of processing emotions. Probably you were going through something in life. It tells a lot based on the colors that you choose, the way you draw your sun also. This is all healthy outlet. And you're not even aware that you're doing it. So
Correct. Yeah. And so much of it is just copied, but I'm sure the fact that I selected that picture to paint, I think
Correct.
that also would reflect what is going on in one's mind. So coming to one-on-one ways of working now.
Okay.
Now, of course, these are ways जहाँ पे खुद के हिसाब से भी cope कर सकते हैं. But let's say if I'm struggling with you and I come to you, how can you guide me through it when I'm with you?
So, because there's a lack of awareness, what I first do is I make any person who comes to me understand what art therapy is. Now, I do not call myself a counselor. I am an art therapist. I call myself an art wellness coach because I can guide you with that. Now, how this works is you'll come to me, you'll probably have a preset notion that this is my problem, I need help with this. I'm not going to reiterate and confirm this thing with you. I will just listen. Then we introduce something called art-based tests. And they can be as simple as drawing a house or drawing a bird's nest or probably, a pyramid art tool where you fill in the colors. They are that
Are
simple.
they like जैसे ink blot tests सिखाए जाते हैं
I wouldn't call
psychology
it ink blot because that is more specific to your mind evaluation. So I don't use it as a tool, but yes, most of them do use it. Now, what I encourage you to do is work with your hands. I want to stimulate all your five senses and I want to make sure that you are feeling present over there. So I will first counsel you, make you understand how the process works. In the second meeting, I will conduct an art evaluation test where I understand, the quality of your life, if you have childhood trauma, if you have any kind of stored emotions that you're not able to express. And that is all going to be through your artwork. While we are evaluating this, there are certain red flags also that we are taught to identify. So during this evaluation, if I find any kind of red flag where I feel that art therapy is not going to be helpful to you, I will in the next session definitely mention it to you. After that, I will counsel you to believe that if you're not ready to talk to a counselor, I can give you coping skills. We can work together for some time while you process your emotions, but eventually you will have to go to a counselor. So most of the times, the people that I have with me work with me anywhere between 3 months to 6 months. I don't encourage them to make me their escape. I always encourage all my clients to become self-aware, self-regulate, so that they can take good care of themselves.
I think that is the ultimate epitome any coach should actually have, and that's I think the sign of a good coach where
That's the intention because I don't want to make money out of your troubles. It's not going to help me or you. And also, over a period of time, I will become like your crutch. You will not know how to help yourself. And that's not the intention.
True.
We want to generate that kind of, rather, we want to raise that kind of a generation where they are mentally prepared to process their emotions and they can take care of themselves. They don't have to seek, help from other things and process their emotions by addiction for wrong things. That is the whole idea that I want to encourage.
So, what are the most common issues that people come to you, especially for the one-on-one?
So, post COVID, I'm dealing with a lot of clients who are going through grief, unprocessed emotions of grief due to loss of family members. I have a lot of women who are coming to me dealing with menopause issues. And I have some students who are not able to communicate very well with their parents. There's a lot of pent up trauma. So, or sometimes partner related issues. There is no clarity about what the real problem is. So, when I teach them or when I work with them, I introduce a lot of other tools with art therapy where I encourage a lot of breath work. I encourage free flow of journaling. Sometimes it helps because पहले तो लगता है कि मैं क्या ही लिखूं मैम. First week goes in that only, and I do not guide them. Most of the journaling is guided. I encourage them to keep a book next to their bed when they are sleeping. And while, there is this phase when you're still in sleep but just waking up,
Yeah.
and there is a rush of emotions and thoughts, I ask them to note that down for the first week and observe their pattern of thinking, followed by then giving them guided journaling. So it's a lot of combination of tools which I encourage them to follow. Otherwise, what will happen is it's just going to be an exercise in futility. So, along with menopause, along with grief, I have a lot of geriatric patients also because there are people who are aging with a lot of health issues and they don't know how to process it. They are scared of death.
Yeah.
They are scared of leaving their loved ones behind. And also, these are parents from the generation where they wanted to ensure their children are safe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm working with a lot of these kind of people right now.
Wow. So I think this could also line up with, let's say, especially जो chronic illnesses होते हैं, which also demand some form of physiotherapy.
Yeah.
Let's say sciatica हो गया या frozen shoulders हो गए.
Yes.
Do you think art therapy can also help, if not completely eliminate, at least mitigate the pain a little?
Yeah, so I believe that art therapy helps you to cope more than anything else. It doesn't take away from the science behind your medication
Of
or
course.
diet or nutrition or the need for sunlight, walking, exercise. It just helps your mind to cope. That is what I keep telling everyone. The intention of art therapy is to make you aware, understand, and allow you to process what is going on in your life. Because sometimes the only help needed is to help that person to process that emotion. It's very overwhelming when you have to suddenly depend on people. You have to think 10 times before you're putting even a small piece of bread in your mouth.
Yeah.
You're at a social setting where you have to constantly say no to meetha.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just helping them to cope.
So I think it's a mixture of both, because one, I am a strong believer in the fact that every disease, whether acute or chronic, is psychosomatic.
I agree.
And second, like the emotions that come up after that, like you said, वो diagnosis के बाद, वो चाहे insecurity को लेके बोलो or just grappling with a change in lifestyle choices, coping or not coping, somewhere those emotions get stored in the body. So somewhere if you take a simple piece of paper and just kind of let go, I think it's also somewhere tapping your subconscious to rewire के okay यहाँ पे stored नहीं होना, इधर ही काफी है. I don't want this beyond.
Correct.
Do you think, I know it's a far-fetched thought, but do you think it also could have the power to reverse issues like this?
So I strongly believe that unprocessed emotions manifest into serious health conditions. I've said this in all my possible corporate workshops with adults. I tell that to my clients also. And I always encourage them to process their emotions. At the same time, I believe you can't reverse something that has already happened. You can just process through it. So you might not reach your original self.
But
what you
manageable
will
हो
do is you will allow yourself to feel,
better
process your emotion, and be prepared to handle it in a better way. Most of the times, the culture that we live in, we are trained to brush everything under the carpet.
Yeah.
People don't like to talk about their emotions because they associate talking about your emotions with weakness. I have had serious evaluations of my relationships with people, loved ones, friends, over this lack of communicating how they feel. I kid you not, I have had so many experiences where full grown adults having fully functional lives do not have the capacity to have a communication, good communication skills about their own emotions. Excellent orators, excellent at whatever they do, but they do not want to address.
Inner permission नहीं.
Because we are not raised that way.
Correct.
If you express your emotions or if you share your problems too much, it's a sign of weakness. So you can't do that. So art allows you that leeway.
It
where
gives you that
without
okayness.
talking, you can just process it through your artwork. And I believe that somewhere this is needed, because unless you do this, you're going to process that into physical ailments.
Do you
It
think
is associated. I agree with. That's what I meant. Yeah.
I'm also thinking of teens, especially girls, let's say, talking about hitting puberty early on. At our age, the normal age was at 13, 14. आज 10, 11 पे ही puberty आ जाती है.
Correct.
I mean, imagine a 10-year-old grappling with, uh, understanding how the biological system works and everything.
Yeah.
That and the fear ke, दूसरे friends के सोचेंगे, अरे, what is happening with me? I'm sure that shows up, one, in their studies,
Yeah.
two, in their relation with their parents.
Yes.
So with this hormonal change going on, especially with teenagers, uh, again, coming back to the same question, what selection should they be looking at, especially hormonal issues ko
So first, you begin with an open dialogue. I
Okay.
believe parents should have these conversations with their children before they finish achieving that puberty height, because sometimes I believe little bit of information given in advance mentally prepares them for the situation. They are not caught off guards,
Yeah.
and they don't get scared. They feel this is part of life, this is okay, this is happening. So the dialogue at home to begin with is very important. Having said that, when they experience this sense of confusion or anxiety, or very conscious about how they are looking, what people will think, I believe they should do a lot of free flow of artwork, where their mind is just let go of. They can use a lot of blues, oranges, and more of green, because your heart chakra needs to be activated, and constantly you need to feel that strength, that this is all going to be okay, this is all part of my life. And it helps when, obviously, from the nutritional point of view also, there will be a lot of people who will tell you need to have more of greens, you need to
Yeah.
have more of vegetables. There is color associated with all these things also. Each food, each chakra, there is a specific food. I believe it's
Wow.
a very deeper study.
Oh my God.
And,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. I think there's where ek ke baad ek, it's like one can of worms opening layer to the other and the other and the other.
Yes,
I'm sure
it's all
like,
interconnected. That's the beauty of our culture.
yeah.
If you go back and read books and you understand their way of life, it is very simple.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is very simple. We, as the next generations, have just chosen to complicate life.
True.
And now, if you look at the Western people, the habit that the way that we are adapting the Western culture, the people abroad or Europeans are actually adopting our culture.
True.
And they are more happier because they realize the simplicity is what the mind needs.
True.
And somewhere, if we understand that, we'll be probably saving our generations. Let's hope
That's
for
the
the best.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with this, like you said, keeping things simple and not opening too many worms, let's come to the last segment of our podcast, which is known as the Big Theory,
Okay.
where you talk about the books that have impacted you or you would recommend to our viewers here. Next is individuals and goals. So talking about books first.
One of the books that hit me really hard is Ikigai. It was like a real eye opener for me. I recommend it to everybody. It impacted my life so strongly that I finished naming my brand behind it also.
Yeah.
It's Ikigai for the soul. And I think everybody should read it. The sooner you read it in your life, more clarity you will have. And along with that, I do not encourage reading self-help books too much. I tried to read some of it, but then पता नहीं
Not
मुझे ऐसे
reading too
लगा it's
much
too
into it.
preachy and
True.
it encourages self-doubt. तो मुझे कभी ऐसा लगा नहीं कि मुझे self-help book पढ़नी चाहिए. And one of the
A
books,
novel also could help. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
necessary
Yes.
this thing, self-help book only has to change your life.
there was this series of books called Chicken Soup for the
yes,
Soul.
yes.
I used to binge that in
Oh.
college. I don't know why, but मैं बहुत पढ़ती थी वो. I used to like reading how people have gone through lives and the choices they've made. That somehow intrigued me a lot because unexpected things used to happen in those stories, and they were all real life based
Yeah.
ones. So yeah, these two books like really integrated me towards my career, and it helped me decide that I'm good at this. So probably I should.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now coming to individuals who you kind of really bow down to Are, thank you for your presence, or people who have really inspired you, are role models to you.
So I don't go far. I take inspiration from my home, the women in my life. I grew up mainly with my nani, and she set the standard so high for compassion and being lovable without having any expectation from the other person. So that is set in stone for me, where I believe that whenever you do something, you should put in your best. without having any kind of expectations.
True.
Because then it materializes into something very beautiful. Having said that, I have these beautiful army of women in my mother, my aunt, my co-sister, and also a lot of friends who are very, very close and who want to see me grow, see me happy. They inspire me, they encourage me to, be myself. So I believe that I find inspiration in my tribe, in my people only. It helps me to grow. It's more relatable.
Yeah.
I don't feel I need to look at someone and then feel in awe of them and then find some kind of inspiration because I feel they are not in my reach. Even if I get inspired by them, how am I going to be? Their life and my life is not relatable. I might get inspired, but how is it going to really help me? So these are my general army of people who really encourage me.
Very deep. Wow. Now coming to your goal. What is the ultimate goal in your life with Ikigai for the Soul or as Nitika?
I just want to make people understand that happiness is attainable. The amount of pressure that we have put on ourselves is unimaginable.
Yeah.
This race that we are running right now, the hustle
Being
culture,
here is not enough.
I want to make all these things relatable that itna pressure mat lo. Jo jaise aayo वैसे ही जाना है. There's no point to all this hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might like the travel. Like the, but I don't like that concept where people have put so much pressure on themselves. I want to make happiness relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think subjective.
Subjective, not so much, because then again it's associated with material things. So I want them to understand that it is not always related to a material, it is also associated with emotions. Like, for example, I'll give you one suggestion from my son's point of view. Because we were constantly on the move. We've never stayed in one place. We've moved a lot of houses. So when we bought this house, there was a nameplate with his father's name. There was a nameplate outside our door. That 7-year-old was so overjoyed that we don't have to move now. This is our home. And that was simple. And today, when we sit back and we are sipping our coffee, 90% of the times we are looking at each other, me and my husband, and we are in surprise. Ye kaise ho gaya? How did we do this? And it makes us happy, and that's okay.
Awesome.
And I have certain friends who've come around and told me the biggest problem with our generation is that they can't see other people happy.
Yeah.
They will definitely find faults. ये इतने में ही कैसे खुश हैं? So yeah, that's my goal. I want to make happiness more relatable and achievable.
Wow. Wow. I hope this reaches across viewers, across cities. And the only thing that we can do is just, maybe that to give you that platform to see yourselves, to meet yourselves and give yourselves a big, warm hug through colors, through just art and just being yourselves.
Yes. I think the more we do a deep dive into it, half the generation will be saved.
That's the goal.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's been a delight having you here.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm looking forward to more of such kind of worms being opened here.
Definitely. Let's open all of them.
Absolutely. 100%.
एक time पे खत्म करते हैं.
Yeah. Chalo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.